Okay, let's get going right away. This is video one of 11.6, which is all about statistics and data. So we're going to review some things that you've definitely seen before, and some things that maybe you forgot, and then teach you some new things as well. This is the last section of chapter 11, our unit on probability, which is exciting. And then we get to move on to some new stuff. Our EQ is what is a five number summary and what does it tell me about a set of data? So before we get into talking data, whatever you want to call it, we're going to just remind ourselves of how to interpret one of these two-way tables. So here I see that on the side I have the summative grade, passing versus failing, and then across the top of the table I have homework grade, passes versus failing, or passing versus failing. So the first question is asking me, what is the probability that a student chosen is failing their summatives given they are failing their homework? And again, the given event tells me that I am not looking at everyone. I am only looking at a small subset of people that fit a certain description. In this case, I'm only talking about of the students that are failing their homework grade. So I have a failing homework grade, which is a total of 32. So that'll be my sample space. How many of them are also failing their summatives? So if I look here, 8 of them are passing their summatives and 24 are failing. So 24 out of 32 would be my probability, which works out to 0.75, or 3 out of 4. So that's that first question. And then I'm just going to not erase this, but all right, so then what is the probability that a student is passing their summatives given they are passing their homework? So the given event is that they are passing their homework, which is right here, which is a total of 62. So out of 62, what's the probability that they are passing their summatives? That's 50 students. So 50 out of 62 is 25 out of 31, which is something, 0.806. So about just over 80% of students are passing their summatives if they are already passing their homework. Okay, so there's just a quick reminder of that was from 11.4 conditional probability. So let's review real quick what the measures of center. Okay, so when you talk about data or like a number that's assigned to a set of people, whether you're collecting, the classic examples of like shoe size or number of siblings, stuff like that, there's 3 ways to measure the center of the data, and that is with something called the mean, which is often referred to as the average. There's the median, and then there's what's called the mode. Okay, and the mean, if you remember, to find the average, we add all of the data points and then we divide by the number of data points. So finding average, finding mean is something you've done a lot. Maybe it's been a little while, but we'll recap what that looks like. The median is the middle value, simply the middle value. Looks like valve. Middle value when all data points are arranged lowest to highest. And then if there are two numbers in the middle, we're going to find the mean of those two. Again, it's not fun to watch an old man write on an iPad, but we'll get to the actual examples briefly. And then finally, the mode is simply the data point or the number that shows up most often. So a mode there can be one mode or there can be multiple modes as well. So mean, median, and mode are the measures of center. So we're going to do this one time by hand. What are the mean, median, and mode of the data set? So to find the mean, I'm going to go ahead and add all of the numbers up. 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 9. Okay, so I add all those up. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 9. Gives me a total of 32. And I'm going to divide by how many numbers did I just have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 32 divided by 8 is 4. So that is the mean of that data set. So that list of numbers has a mean or an average of 4. If I look at the median, okay, so if I do the median now, the median is just what number's in the middle of the list. And this list is already in order from least to greatest. So this is where you might remember like doing like the cross off method. So I'm going to cross the highest and the lowest number off. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I get to the middle of my list of numbers. So 5 crosses off 2, that 5 crosses off 3. And now there's not a single middle number. There's 2 numbers in the middle here, 3 and 4. So then to find the median, I'm going to find the average or the mean of just those 2 numbers. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So 3.5 is the median. 4 is the mean. And then finally, mode is simply the number that shows up the most often. Okay? What number shows up the most often? And there's actually 2 modes here because 3 shows up twice and 5 shows up twice. So this is a data set that has 2 modes. Okay? So mean, add them up, divide, median, cross them off, find the middle number, and then mode is what happens the most often. Okay. Now here, we're going to do the same thing, but from what's called a frequency table. Okay. And what's different about this is there's 2 lists of numbers here. Okay. So it shows the number of job offers business majors received upon graduating. So if you look at this says 0 job offers and 2 students had that. Okay. So this is the bottom row is the number of people or the number of times that this number is used. So if I wanted to, I could do this. And those are the 2 people that had 0. The next column says 1 job offer applied. So 2 different students had 1 job offer. So I put 2 ones there. Right here, there were 4 different students that had 2 job offers. So I would put 4 2s. 5 students that had 3 job offers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally 2 people that got 4 job offers. Okay, so from a frequency table, you can write it out all like this. And then you can do mean, median, and mode the same way. I'm going to kind of go through, instead of doing it this route and writing all of it, I'm going to kind of show you real quick how we could do all this just from the table. So if I want to do the mean, one thing I could do is if there is 0 job offers applying to 2 students, I'm going to times those together. And that would be a total of, a total of 0, right? 0 times 2 is 0. I'm going to multiply those together. 1 times 2, 2 times 4, 3 times 5, and 4 times 2. So that the numbers I just wrote down are the total number of job offers in each column. So if 5 students each got 3 job offers, that's a total of 15. So that's why the 15 is down there. So if I want total job offers, I can just add all these up. So it's 33 job offers divided by how many people? Well, there's 2, 4, 8, 10, 15. So 15 people total. So 33 divided by 15 is going to be 2.2. Okay. So my mean or my average number of job offers is 2.2. the median can be a little tricky. Um, since there's 15 students, if I take 15 divided by 2, that gives me 7.5. Um, I don't want to go this route. Okay, so let's think of doing the cross-off method with the median as well. I could have kept going the way I said it, but it's going to get a little crazy. So these two students cross off those two students. Those two cross off 2 of these 5, so that would go down to 3. So in the middle, I have 4 2s and then 3 3s. 1, 2, 3. And again, all these other numbers have been crossed off before and after. So now if I just do a cross off method, if you're saying to yourself, this is getting out of control and super messy, I'm going to show you how to do this with the calculator in just a moment. But the median of this list would be 2. And then the nice thing about a frequency table is which number shows up the most, which number is the mode. That's simply going to be right here. There are 5 students that had 3 job offers, so the mode is 3. Right, I know I got a little crazy and a little out of hand, but again, if you wanted to just write out all the 0s, 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, then you can just go about the same way. But again, I'm going to show you how to type this in the calculator and get the information you need. Okay, so on the calculator, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Well, not really. Okay. The way we're going to do this, there's a couple different ways, but we're going to enter this data, this set of numbers, into my calculator. So I'm going to hit stat. And then the first thing, the stat button, the first thing you should see is edit. So I'm going to hit edit there. If there's anything in this list, you can go up to list 1, hit clear, and then go down. So like, let's say someone had information typed in here before you, go up to hit list 1, hit clear, and then go down, and then that clears out all the information. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type these 6 numbers in. And I know they're written horizontally side to side, but I'm just going to type them all going down list 1. Now, when you do this, you have to hit enter every time you're done typing a number. So 2, enter, 5, 10, 13, 3, and 7. What's cool about this is that you do not have to type them in order. The calculator will tell us what the median is anyway. So once I have all 6 numbers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit stat again. I'm going to go over to this calc tab. So I'm going to hit to the right 1 time. And then I'm going to hit 1 var stats, which is single variable stats is what that stands for, I'm pretty sure. Don't worry about this. If we had a frequency table like we did in the previous example, we could do that. But just hit calculate, and it gives you all of these different numbers. Okay, and we're going to use quite a bit of them, quite a few of them today. What you need to focus on is the very first number in the list. I refer to it as X bar, X with a little line over top of it. That is the mean of the data set. So 6.6 repeating is what you get if you add up all of those numbers and divide by 6, because there are 6 numbers in the list. Okay, so it did that for us. Don't worry about the stuff kind of in the middle here. N equals 6 just tells you there are 6 numbers in the list. If I scroll down, I see MED, which is the median. Okay, so the median is 6. And finally, the mode of this list. The calculator won't tell you the mode, but the mode you should be able to kind of scan and see like, all right, in this list, is there a number that shows up the most often? And since every number shows up only once, we would say there is no mode. Anytime you have, numbers that there's no repeats, then there's no mode for that data set. So stat edit to type in the numbers, stat calc to get this information given to you. And from that, we can talk about what's called a 5-number summary. And what a 5-number summary is it's basically just that. It is a set of 5 numbers that describes the data set. And the 5 numbers are the minimum. Oh boy. So I'll write these out once. And so the first number in the 5-number summary is the minimum. Basically, what's the smallest number? Okay. And then the next number is what's called the first quartile. We'll come back to what that is in just a second. The third number is the median. And we know the median is the middle number in the list. The fourth number is called the third quartile. Again, we'll talk about what that is in a second. And then finally, at the end, the fifth number in the 5-number summary is the maximum. Okay. So minimum, median, and maximum. Maximum just being the largest number. Okay. So that is an example of, that's a description of the 3 of the 5 numbers. And I'll show an example of this in just a second. The first quartile is defined as the median of the lower half of the data. Now, stats teachers will yell at me and tell me this is not the dictionary definition, but for what we're talking about, this will work. And the third quartile is going to be the median of the upper half of the data. So I'm going to show you an example real quick of what that looks like and what a 5-number summary would be. So if I had this list of numbers, I'm just going to make it simple. I'm going to go 1 through 7. Okay. What would be the minimum? Well, the smallest number in the list is 1. I'm going to go ahead and just get the max out of the way because that's pretty easy. That's 7. The median is the number in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the median is 4. Okay. Now here's what we mean by quartiles. Is I know the median is 4. So if I take 4 out of the list, okay, I have now split this list into 2 smaller sets of data. I have the smallest 3 numbers and the biggest 3 numbers. Okay. So Q1, or the first quartile, is the median of those 3 numbers. Well, the middle of those 3 numbers is 2. So that's my first quartile. Okay. And then Q3 is the same idea. That's the median of my upper half of the data. So that would be 6. Okay. And so these 5 numbers right here make up what are called the 5-number summary. And what's really cool about the calculator, if you look from earlier, is the calculator gives the 5-number summary in order right here. So minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and max. So while finding quartiles and finding median can be a little annoying, the calculator will do the work for us. We just got to make sure we type it in and know the button sequence to get there. Okay, so we'll do one example real quick and then we'll wrap this up. Is I just want the 5-number summary of this data set. Okay, now I grant you that some of this you'll be able to do without the calculator. But if you're going to use the calculator will give you all 5 of these values right away. So we might as well just lean on that. So to put in these numbers, I go stat, edit. I'm going to go ahead and clear that list out and then start from scratch. So I have 13, 29, 28, 16, another 16. So 16 looks like will be my mode, but I wasn't asking for mode. 7 and 13. Okay. So there's all my numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good to just double check 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then to get that 5-number summary, I hit the stat button again. I go over to calc, and then I want 1 var stats or 1 variable stats. There's the mean. Again, I wasn't asked for the mean, so I'm just going to scroll all the way. And these bottom 5 values give me my 5-number summary. So the smallest number in the list is 6. The largest number in the list is 29. The median is 16. Then Q1, which again is the median of the lower half, is 10. And Q3, which is the median of the upper half, is 23. Okay. So the 5-number summary, valuable information because we're going to use that to make what's called a box plot in the next video. But the calculator can do the work for you, which is super nice. So what is a 5-number summary and what does it tell me about a set of data? So the 5-number summary is the min, Q1, the median, Q3, and the max. And this sort of describes / summarizes a set of data, and we'll talk more to come on that. Yeah.